Thousands of UC lecturers are planning to stay out of classes for the next 2 days. Find out what they're fighting for.
Don't expect utensils the next time you get takeout. The latest on the news plastic ban in LA.
And the crosstown rivalry takes center stage this week. We dive into the feud to see how it all started. Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
As many as 6,000 University of California lecturers are planning to walk off their jobs tomorrow. Good evening, I'm Gabriella Rudy.
And I'm Marilyn Parra. The lecturers will be out picketing against what they say are unfair labor practices. A UC communications director says it's been a 2-year struggle.
Our members have had enough from the university. We should be respected for the skilled and experienced educators that we are. We should be treated, there is dignity in our labor, there is dignity in our work, and we should be treated as such. And that's really, to me, what this campaign has been about from the beginning.
Full-time lecturer salaries are still considered low income in 6 out of 9 UC campus communities. In addition to higher wages, lecturers are demanding better healthcare access, paid family leave, and a reasonable workload standard. A UCLA student says she supports the strikeout but can't miss class.
So it's kind of like an awkward situation because at the same time that I do fully support the lecturers and I do want to boycott the UC system and show my support. It's also like I still have to go to class. So it would be kind of nice if all of our professors were like showing support with the lectures. I just hope that we're receiving the same support, I guess, across all campuses and not just at UCLA.
The union has filed 7 charges over the past 20 months in an attempt to address UC's alleged pattern of misconduct. The union president says UC lecturers have had enough.
A ban on disposable utensils and condiments at restaurants is now in effect across Los Angeles, unless requested. Annenberg media reporter Jason Chua has the reaction to this new ordinance.
Next time you're eating out or taking out, if you need forks, napkins, or condiments, be sure to ask. Based on the existing plastic straw ban, the LA City Ordinance bans restaurants from including utensils or condiments unless you request them. Some USC students recognize the environmental benefits of the ban.
It's a little bit of a deterrent, which makes it a little better for our environment. So I'm with it.
Okay. I think it will make a dent in the plastic use for single-use plastic if it's followed, but I also think it'll be really difficult to follow.
Others foresee inconvenience.
Because most of the time at the cafes, it's just like quick food. People need to get up and go, but we're not thinking about our utensils right away.
A sustainability policy expert believes it's a step in the right direction.
There's the possibility of a win-win that they're going to actually save some money because they're not going to be handing out 2 or 3 in every bag.
The ban aims to reduce waste. Disposable foodware contributes to over 8 million tons of plastic that end up in the ocean annually. LA City recycling centers are not equipped to deal with disposable foodware. Though the ban is already in effect, businesses have until January to comply, and smaller businesses have until April. For Annenberg Media, I'm Jason Chua.
A preliminary hearing for the man accused of killing a USC music student was postponed today. Ivan Hernandez is charged with 1 count of murder and 1 count of attempted robbery in the death of Victor McElhenney in March 2019. It happened near campus at Adams and Maple. A new hearing is set for November 30th. McElhenney was a senior at the Thornton School. He worked to empower the Black community as co-president of Brothers Breaking Bread. In 2020, Thornton announced a scholarship in his name to support an undergraduate drummer at USC.
No verdict after the first day of deliberations in the Kyle Rittenhouse murder trial. The 18-year-old is accused of fatally shooting 2 people and wounding a third during a police brutality protest last year. Protesters gathered outside the courthouse in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Locals officials say the city is bracing for possible unrest after the verdict. During the trial, the teenager sobbed on the stand, claiming self-defense. We spoke to a criminal defense attorney about how that moment could affect jurors.
It did help him a little bit because it showed emotion, but there's always people that are saying that he was faking it. Public opinion does sway jurors before they become jurors. You actually want them not to have ever heard anything about the case because you don't want anybody to be tainted and in turn taint other jurors.
Judge Bruce Shorty instructed the juror to determine whether the shooter's actions were reasonable. The jurors are expected to resume deliberations tomorrow morning.
President Biden signed an executive order to reduce violence against Native Americans. He announced the plan in a virtual White House event, the first Tribal Nations Summit since 2016. The order aims to
continue to stand up for the dignity and sovereignty of tribal nations.
The order aims to prevent human trafficking and crime on Native lands, where violent crime rates are more than double the national average.
I'm very hopeful. Joe Biden and his appointment of Secretary Deb Haaland has made it clear that they're going to fight for Indigenous communities and their recognition. And I think they've done a great job. The Biden administration has done some action, and I'd like to see more. It's just the start.
The Biden administration also proposed a 20-year ban on oil drilling around Chaco Canyon, a significant Native American site in New Mexico.
Do you want to compete with UCLA students and student athletes in video games? Here's your chance. Coming up next month, a new video game tournament between the crosstown rivals.
We really started to work on this project back in during Black History Month 2020. Gerald Lawson is an African-American man, and we want to bring light to the fact that our African-American community has contributed to gaming. One, making sure that everyone understands that. The hope is to really promote more African-American and Indigenous students to be a part of STEAM.
This is the first annual Lawson Cup for Social Justice. Proceeds will be split between USC's Gerald A. Lawson Endowment Fund for Black and Indigenous students and UCLA's Black Bruin Resource Center. The dates, December 16th and 17th. The video basketball game on PlayStation 4 will be live streamed. You can register now by going to www.batleafy.com.
It's rivalry week and USC is gearing up to charge into the Coliseum against UCLA. Right now you're looking live at Tommy Trojan, where the Trojan Knights are on guard 24/7. The Trojans and the Bruins have traded the victory bell back and forth since 1942. It's tradition for the winner to paint the bell accordingly, and right now it's a very nice cardinal red and gold. We spoke to a USC superfan who's attended every football game for almost 30 years and a member of the Trojan Knights.
I mean, Trojan Knights, we're the guardians. We are the hosts of this university. We make sure our tradition lives on. One big part of our tradition is protecting our bell. And I think there is so much importance in that, especially because the victory bell means a lot to all sports here at USC. We started this Saturday. We go until kickoff time, so we'll start wrapping up then.
I tailgate all day long before the game. Well, I'm excited. It's always, a big week when we're playing UCLA. UCLA, if you're watching, you guys are going down.
The game is this Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Coliseum.
USC's Keck School of Medicine has a new dean. Dr. Caroline C. Metzer says she wants to take Keck to the next level by focusing on research, education, and community engagement.
Looking forward to joining a vibrant community with an upward trajectory. I'm very interested in how we can bring medicine and healthcare and how we can learn from biomedical engineering, incorporate that into collaborations.
The award-winning Dr. Meltzer comes to Keck from the Emory University School of Medicine, where she held a number of leadership roles. She's known for breaking new ground in cancer imaging and brain structure function relationships. Dr. Meltzer is set to start as Keck's dean in March.
Listen up, TikTok users. You could be getting some money from a class action suit.
Also, the story of a man who left his job and discovered a whole new life.
And hundreds of fans wait in line to see the brand new Spider-Man trailer. We'll take you there live.
Worried your friend's struggling but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter.
Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
You good. Chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again.
Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Attention all TikTok users! If you use the app before September, you may be entitled to compensation from a class action settlement. TikTok allegedly violated privacy laws by collecting users' personal data. While the app's parent company denies the accusation, it still posted a settlement notice within the app on Monday. Some USC TikTokers told us what they think about their data potentially being compromised.
I'd say I spend every waking moment that I'm not actively busy on TikTok. I continue to use it even though I know that they're stealing my data.
I feel like at this point, like, I use every form of social media, so it's like give and take. They had a little notification in your like notification like center, and it was like class action lawsuit, and I was reading through it, but I don't know, it was a lot of jargon that I didn't really understand.
The notification she's referring to is a form accessible through the TikTok app listing each user's legal rights and options. If you are one, you can submit a claim form, exclude yourself from the settlement, write to the court an objection, go to a hearing, or simply do nothing.
Quitting your job can be scary, but millions of Americans are doing just that in what's being called the Great Resignation. Annenberg media reporter Cassie Esparza has the story of a man who left his 22-year-long career for something totally different.
Jesse Aleman always thought his future was set in cement. Well, concrete, to be precise.
My dad we did concrete. So when I was like probably 14, 15, we had cousins my age, and was to hang out with them. We'd go on the weekends and, go pour concrete.
He lives about an hour east of Los Angeles, but most of his work
5 in the morning, Coronado Island.
Was all the way down in San Diego.
I always felt always tired, very unhappy, and my family started seeing it.
It wasn't until the whole world stopped that he realized he could do something different.
But we stopped with the concrete because of the pandemic, and from there I started just coming home and bringing in plants.
What started off as a form of therapy has allowed him to quit his job and turn his newfound love for plants into a business. And the best part of it is getting to spend time with his daughter.
He's home with us, and it's honestly amazing.
She started posting about their business on TikTok. The name, Sucks to Be You, as in succulents.
My goal was literally just to get him 1,000 followers, give him a little bit of a platform.
The account now has 114,000 followers, and Aleman is so glad he traded his hard days in concrete for an oasis of an office.
Once I started learning about plants, it opened up something inside of me. It brought happiness.
He says if you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. For Annenberg Media, I'm Cassie Esparza.
What a great story. And now we are on to see what the weather looks like. Arath?
I hope everyone watching is having a wonderful Tuesday. Today's conditions are as expected. This afternoon is a cold one. It's currently 60 degrees and cloudy. Ignore the sun, it's cloudy outside, and clouds that are here to stay. For our 5-day forecast, seems like the clouds are excited to gobble some food on Thanksgiving. We're going to experience that of a cool down with all these clouds hanging around up until Sunday. compared to last week. This is a big change, a change that I think most of you are going to enjoy after such a warm weekend that we just had. Below average temperatures for the rivalry week, upper 60s for almost the entire week, but Sunday warming things up a little. I can't wait for the game on Saturday. It will be a chilly day overall, so I recommend to cover up with some warm clothes. I wish you all a very happy rest of your day and everyone to have a blessed week. Presley, it's rivalry week. USC, UCLA, talk to me.
It's clearly a big weekend for football with UCLA, but USC men's basketball ended its first road trip of the season with a victory today. Hear about highlights from the game. The dual quarterback system is set on pause. Jackson Dart is set to start on Saturday against crosstown rival UCLA, with Kedon Slovis suffering an injury. 20 years ago today, Harry Potter hit the big screen for the first time. Stay tuned to see what NBA athletes are certified Potterheads.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
It was a good day for Trojan basketball. I'm Skylar Treppel, and welcome to ATVN Sports.
And I'm Presley Baker. Skylar's right. USC Hoops just beat Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. It was a return to Coach Andy Enfield's previous school, and the Trojans took care of business. Final score was USC 78, Gulf Coast 61. The Trojans pulled away in the second half behind 4 starters with double figures. The Trojans are starting off the season on the right note. This is their 3rd win of the season and 2nd on the road. No losses yet. Senior forward Chavez Goodwin had another killer game with 20 points. He was the lead scorer. Junior guard Boogie Ellis was right on his heels with 3 3-pointers and 18 points. Isaiah Mobley did a little bit of everything today. The senior captain had 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 13 points. He was just 1 rebound away from a double-double. USC will play Dixie State on Monday back in the Galen Center. Pac-12 play will start for the Trojans after Thanksgiving. To quote USC Athletics, Dart to start. Freshman quarterback Jackson Dart will start against UCLA on Saturday. Coach Dante Williams says the quarterback battle is on pause.
Just like everyone else, he'll continue to fight for that until, Kedon is back and fully into that competition. We'll move forward right now with Miller backing him up. The offense won't change much. It's more about what that individual person does with the offense of maybe how it can change. But as far as, the play calling with Graham and the things that we do and the things that we like to do, those things won't change.
Coach Dante Williams announced the change in Saturday's lineup last night. This will be the first official start of the season for Dart. He will take the place of usual starting quarterback Kedon Slovis. The freshman has thrown for 6 TDs and 589 yards so far this year. So, Skylar, Slovis, Dart, what are your thoughts?
I think it's definitely the Dart of a new era, and Jackson Dart is ready to start and come in. Slovis will have a great NFL career when he gets there, but overall, Dart is the future, and Slovis's time is running out here, but this 2 QB system ain't working.
I agree. This season has been a dumpster fire. I don't really think it matters who quarterbacks the rest of the season, but Keaton has to know that it is survival of the fittest being a quarterback. So once Jackson Dart started making his presence known back in early September, he should have stepped up to the plate and said, you know what, I'm a junior, this is my spot, and I'm going to keep it. But I think a lot of that rests on him that he's not starting this weekend.
Absolutely. Now, all eyes are on the Los Angeles Rams after they added enigmatic wide receiver and three-time Pro Bowler Odell Beckham Jr., along with Super Bowl 50 MVP linebacker Von Miller, to their roster. The Rams played the San Francisco 49ers last night on Monday Night Football as both players made their Hollywood debut. Things didn't go as planned for the Rams as they lost 31-10, with OBJ only recording 2 catches for 18 yards, while Von Miller recorded 2 tackles and an assist.
Just with everything that was going on, emotionally it was a lot. So now I get to get back in the lab, get to work, get through the playbook, and then you lick your wounds and you get ready for, you know, one of the best teams in the NFL.
All right, so, you know, the Rams right now, they got OBJ, but I don't know if he's going to work in the flow of the offense when you've already got a receiver as good as Cooper Kupp. I'm not betting against Tom Brady. I still think the Tampa Bay Bucs are the favorite. What do you say, Presley?
You know, I agree. I think that Tom Brady-Gronk duo is really tough to beat. The Cowboys, surprisingly, aren't disappointing me yet, so I think that they could be a contender as well.
Absolutely. Now, the other team in LA, the Los Angeles Clippers, look to rebound against the San Antonio Spurs tonight at 7:30 after their 7-game win streak was snapped by the Chicago Bulls. Southern California native Paul George has been on an absolute tear as of late. He is currently the 4th leading scorer in the NBA, tied with former MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo at 26.5 points per game. Today marks the 20th anniversary of the release of the first Harry Potter movie. Some NBA superstars aren't afraid to admit their love for this franchise. Laker legend Kobe Bryant was such a big fan, he named his dog Crucio after a curse in the Wizarding franchise. Klay Thompson may be a whiz at hitting 3-pointers, but is also a Harry Potter fanatic.
My generation was lucky enough to grow up with these books and some great writing, great movies as well. You know, I'm a fan, been a fan since 4th grade, so it's going to be a great time.
Clearly, lots of athletes will be excited for HBO Max's Harry Potter reunion, releasing on January 1st. But that's all for sports, as we wave our wand to give you the rest of the news.
Wait. Quick happy birthday to USC Athletic Director Mike Bohm. Thanks for watching ATVN Sports. Coming up, USC students dancing to the beat. A sophomore choreographer opens up about his passion.
Mientras cantas esta canción, no es fácil de tus manos limpias estarán. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ahora seco.
Lávate las manos por 20 segundos como Elmo.
Hay algo especial acerca de este lugar. Se siente como un hogar, una sala debajo del cielo y los árboles. Rodeado de aire fresco y la naturaleza. Todo aquí para que lo disfrutemos y para que lo cuidemos. Tenemos la responsabilidad de cuidar de esta tierra que llamamos casa, de preservarla para las generaciones que vienen. Cada acción pequeña contribuye para un cambio mayor y cada uno de nosotros podemos hacer la diferencia. Hay algo especial acerca de este bosque. Es un lugar donde se hacen recuerdos y juntos podemos preservarla y protegerla.
In tonight's USC in the Spotlight, entertainment reporter Halee Anderson has the inspiring story of a dancer at the Gloria Kaufman School.
Hayden Rivas is a dancer and choreographer. He'll be featured in the sophomore dance show this week at Gloria Kaufman Center. But as a young dancer, Hayden was told he'd never make it. He didn't have the right body type. He was just 11 years old, but he kept on going. And now he's here at USC dancing his way to a BFA. Hayden hails from South Surrey, BC, Canada. I talked to him today in the studio about his passion for dance. So Hayden, it's great to have you here. Thank you for being in the studio.
Thank you so much for bringing me in.
So tell me, what can we expect from the dance show this week?
Yeah, so it's an informal showcase. Basically, we're just going to have a couple of people in one of our studios at Kaufman, so it's in the building, and they're just going to view work that is being choreographed by each student in the class of 2024. You've
been dancing since you were a kid. What kept you persevering after your passion?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's definitely tough. I can't see myself doing anything other than pursuing a degree in dance or just pursuing dance in general. It takes a little bit of motivation, takes a little bit of grit, but you know, we all have that inside ourselves, so just like keep on going for it. Your dreams are infinite, so just keep on dreaming and keep on pursuing.
So I heard that Gloria Kaufman was your dream school since about 2016.
Yeah.
So what is it like being here now?
You know, it's crazy. I mean, you know, I'm from Canada, so like to really think like, am I really going to pursue a dance degree in the United States? I mean, that's just a question that you can't really answer.
You were told that you didn't have the right body type to dance.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to that? Here today, dancing your way to a degree.
I mean, it's crazy. I was 11 at the time when I heard that. You know, I went to this prestigious ballet summer school for 2 months, and at the end of it, they told me that. You know, what I would say is like, look at me now. Like I'm in another country. Like you can see me on TV.
What do you want aspiring dancers to take from your story?
I would say never give up. I know everyone says that, but you know, if you have that dream, keep chasing it. You know, I'm here now, like pursuing a BFA. Like, who knows what's in my future? But there are so many things that you can pursue, and like if you just put your mind to it, you definitely can do it.
The sophomore choreography showing will take place this Wednesday and Thursday at 7:30 at the Gloria Kaufman International Dance Center. You can grab tickets by going to kaufman.usc.edu.
Are your spidey senses tingling? Annenberg Media's reporter Loukas is live in Sherman Oaks getting in on the action of the new Spider-Man trailer.
That's right, I'm out here at Regal Theater outside of Sherman Oaks Galleria, where just a few minutes ago this wall behind me was filled with MCU fans ready to get a sneak peek at Spider-Man No Way Out. We spoke to a few fans who shared their excitement about the upcoming film.
All my friends call me Spider-Man. I relate to him a lot. I've always loved his powers. I've always loved his storylines, his villains, everything about him.
I mean, the movies, the character itself, and how like they shot the movie and stuff. It's brilliant. The way they tell the stories, it's like inspirational. All three Spider-Man gathering around, fighting the villain. It's gonna be the best experience ever.
Now be sure to catch Spider-Man No Way Home when it swings into theaters December 17. For Annenberg Media, I'm Loukas.
Thanks, Lupe. Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Gabriella Rudy.
And I'm Marilyn Parra. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.